sweet little garbanzo beans. So this is going to be the weekly forecast, and it's going to cover the week of January, 24th to the 30th. There we go. Sorry, I forgot the dates for a second. So covering the week from January 24th to the 30th. This is going to be doing your weekly tarot forecast by your life path number. If you're not sure what that is, I've included a link in the description box to oh my gosh, I'm having a total brain fart, I'm sorry, to a site that lets you generate your numerological report. It's a free, in-depth report. Just as a side note, I am neither sponsored by nor affiliated with the site. I just really like it. I'm going to be reading for life paths 1 through 9, so if you have a number greater than 9, I would suggest reducing it. So for example, if you're, life path 10, 1 plus 0 would be 1, so you should watch for life path 1 in that scenario. I think that is just about everything that I wanted to cover. I do want to mention my dogs are home and they're excited about some people and small critters across the street, so if you hear an odd bark, I'm going to try to edit them out, but I am really sorry if there's a little bit of a bark in the background. But they're really cute. They're full of life. They want to be part of things, so anyway, with that, I think that's everything that I have, so let's get into it with life path 1. Hello and welcome to all of my life path 1s. So let us start with a card from the Oracle of Shadow and Light. It's this deck right here. All my decks are going to be linked in the description box, and I want to kind of talk about an overall theme for your week. Ooh, oh, this is always the one that I'm like, this looks like a tiny version of a very sad share. Anyway, so this is card 21, which would reduce to a 3 if that's important for you. And this is the Angel of Alchemy with the word miracle. Okay, so right away, this week, something is, the energy is moving is really what I'm getting. Areas where you've been very, very blocked, especially with energy going through the heart chakra, I feel like this energy is about to be transformed. Where you've been going through a lot of darkness, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, a lot of exhaustion, I feel like you are right at that point where the miracle is about to kind of kick in and something is just going to transform. And with this being number 21, which would again reduce to a 3, for me, 3s are very much an incredibly magical number. So I feel like, excuse me, your situation is going to be transforming this week in a way that you wouldn't have expected. And I'm really drawn to how the wings right here, I don't know if you can see, her little wings right here almost remind me of like devil horns. In the tarot, the devil is all about like really difficult, complex, lower vibrational energy that keeps us incredibly stuck. So I feel like this has been something you've been battling for a while. And again, I feel like this has kind of weighed heavily on your heart. And this week you're going to see a big shift. So whether this is in your external reality or this is in the way that you're feeling, because it kind of looks like she's been crying, whether this is externally or the way you're feeling, you're going to experience a really, really big shift of energy, a really big change, and I feel like it's going to completely transform your perspective and your experience of the situation. So let's pull you some more tarot and find out some information. Oh, okay. 2 came flying out. So you have the Page of Wands reversed and the Ace of Swords upright. Okay, let me just put these right here, honey. Okay, so again, right away, I feel like with the Page of Wands, you've been really wanting to break through and start a new chapter. It's super interesting because in a standard playing card deck, the Ace of Spades would be equivalent to the Ace of Swords. So it's kind of like you almost got it twice. But yeah, with the Page of Wands, this is something you've been wanting to do for a while. We have the image of the train here. So I feel like there is not only forward momentum, but there is a plan, right? Because it's got the rails and it always runs on the track. There was a plan here, and I feel that your plan has gotten seriously disrupted or derailed. And that it's been very, very difficult, and it's kind of I feel like it's had a lot of disappointment and a lot of need to kind of, again, protect your heart space. I'm really drawn into that. And this week, the shift is that you are getting, with this Ace of Swords, you're getting like the breakthrough you need. This could be communication. This could be an epiphany. This could be like that idea. The truth could be coming forth. And I'm really noticing that the sword, I don't know if you can see this, but the sword looks almost cracked in a couple of places. So I feel like this is something you've really had to fight for and fight through. And I do feel like there are spiritual lessons attached to this. Especially because, you know, the fox is known for being kind of cunning, kind of sly. The fox is very swift, is very crafty, is very resourceful, but the shadow energy of the fox is, you know, kind of deceitful. I'm trying to think of another way of putting it. So I feel like this is just something that you've had to stay on your toes for. You've had to kind of get really resourceful, again, because it feels like something that you really wanted fell through or is blocked in a major way. And this week you're going to be coming into the understanding, or you're going to be getting the idea that helps release you from this energy. Excuse me. So let's pull you guys some more cards. Oh wait, it was back here. Oh, come on. Oof. It's these ones. So, oh yeah, okay. 6 of Cups. Yeah, the 2 of Swords reversed. And the 7 of Cups reversed. Okay, I see. Okay, so it's interesting too, because so most of the cards in this deck have the fox somewhere, but it's interesting because almost all of them except for this have the fox. So yes, this is something that you've wanted for a long time. This is something that you have a lot of love for. There's a lot of, you know, the 6 of Cups is a lot about like innocent love. You know, this is like a soulmate love. This is like childhood sweethearts kind of love, but it's something that you love with your whole heart. You know, I always say it's like the 6 of Cups is how you love before you ever experience that, you know, that love can hurt you. This is how you love. So this can be talking about a dream from childhood, again, childhood sweethearts. This is just something that's very near and dear to your heart, much like, and I feel like this is what's being protected here as well with the Page of Wands reversed. This could be a relationship, a person, this could be a dream, this could have to do with like inner child healing work, but this is something that's been near and dear to your heart for a very long time. And it's interesting, she's crossing her arms over her heart, and with this version of the 2 of Swords, very much the same thing. So whatever this was that fell through, this was really, really important to you. And fun fact about this deck in particular, I don't know if you can see it, the picture he's holding is he's holding the exact same image on the Fool card in this deck as well. So to me, this is always like a new beginning, a new adventure that you're really excited about. Again, very much like that, like innocent soul love. So whatever fell through was really important to you, and I feel like it's been very emotionally challenging to accept that situation and to fully understand it. And with the 2 of Swords here, I feel like for a while you've been stuck trying to figure this out. You've been stuck trying to understand, stuck trying to know what direction to move forward in. And what's happening this week is that you are experiencing a shift in the energy with the 2 of Swords and the 7 of Cups reversed coming out under this Ace of Swords, where you've been stuck, where you haven't been able to move forward, because this version of the 2 of Swords, I'm always really interested in this, is that, you know, he's sitting in the grass right here. If, you know, he's kind of sitting there long enough that the grass is sort of starting to kind of start to wither where he is. So he's been stuck here so long that there's not only no growth, but there's active growth is being kind of choked off a little bit. But so where you've struggled to figure out how to move forward, you've struggled to figure out the best path and where to go and what's, because I feel like whatever this has kind of knocked you on your butt a little bit, and then you're like, wherever you've been kind of struggling to figure out how you can safely move forward, how to successfully move forward, I feel like this has been a huge strain on you, and this has been very heavy energy in your heart space. And this week you are getting the clarity you need to be able to move forward. You're finally getting the answers. You're finally getting that, that bright idea that you needed. And with the crown here too, this is likely coming through your crown chakra. So you could be getting downloads, or you could be getting communication, and it's just like it's that inherent knowing of like, okay, yes, this is the path I need to take. Yes, this is the person I need to talk to. This is the direction I need to go in. So that is an incredibly exciting week. I am wishing all of the best and most beautiful things for my love bugs. If you need help with your specific situation, feel free to check out my Etsy shop. The link's in the description box below. And I hope you have a great week. And with that, I'm going to move on to my group 2s, all right? Okay, have a good week, my life path 1s. What is up, my sweet little garbanzo beans? So our life path 2. So this is going to be covering the week ahead. This is going to be from January 24th to the 30th of 2021. I'm going to start by shuffling you an oracle card from, I believe it's the Oracle of Shadows and Light deck. It's going to be linked in the description box. And this is going to talk about your overall energy for the week. And this one wanted to come out, so... Oh, this one's so pretty. You guys got Mend a Broken Heart Fairy, Healing from Heartache. So this is card 36, which would reduce to a 9 in case that's important. So really what Spirit wants to talk about this week is that you're going to be receiving some healing. And I feel like this is deep healing because this girl's been crying a lot. So something that's been very near and dear to your heart that's caused you a lot of stress and a lot of pain is going to be, especially when she's got hearts on her wings, is going to be the basis of transformation for you for this week. Oof, excuse me. And there's not only the image of a heart, but there's lots of green. So this is a lot of heart chakra energy. So let's pull you guys some tarot to kind of look a little bit more closely at this. Oof. All right, that flipped right out. Okay, you guys got a lot going on this week. Okay, alrighty. So you guys got the Two of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay, alrighty. Let's look, honeys. Okay. So the first thing I heard when I saw the Two of Wands reversed was cost you an opportunity. I feel like there's something where maybe you put your whole heart into it and it fell through, or maybe you had to make a choice and the choice you made ended up leaving you brokenhearted. But there's something where I feel like you went after it full bore, like you really put your whole heart and soul into it, and I feel like this fell through for you. And I feel like so I'm really noticing there's a fox right here and the knight's going after the fox. So it kind of makes me feel like there is something where maybe you followed a person or you followed a situation and it ended up kind of not being what you thought it was. I don't get the feeling this situation was anybody involved was like intentionally deceptive. I just feel like the thing I'm getting is that there was a lack of self-awareness, or a lack of awareness of the reality of the situation. But I feel like you followed it with your whole entire heart. You really went after it. And I feel like as a result, when it didn't pan out, there's this feeling of, oh, I missed my chance at something else. I missed my, if I hadn't done this, I could have done all this stuff. Or, maybe you had to choose between two people. But there's something where you really, really followed your heart and you really had a lot of faith in it and it fell through. And I feel like this makes it feel like like all I keep hearing is it cost you a lot. It cost you an opportunity. It cost you your feelings. It cost you a lot of heartache. And there's this feeling of having lost so much by following your heart. And this week, I feel like you're getting a huge amount of healing regarding this situation, because this reduces to a 9, and 9s are all about wrapping up cycles in the tarot. So let's pull you guys some more cards to find out more about this. Oh, I want this one for you guys. Okay, you guys get 4, I guess. So you have, let's see. Oh, you have the 7 of Cups. Oh, the 9 of Cups. Yeah, okay. I see what's going on here. Sorry, I'm trying to make them all stand upright, but it's hard. Oof, the King of Cups. and the Queen of Wands. That's so interesting because I just did a reading that I'm going to be posting very soon where there was another thing where it was the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands both reversed. Interesting. That's been coming out a lot. Hang on, I'm just taking a really quick sip of my seltzer. Okay, so yeah, exactly like we're talking about, right? The Seven of Cups, this is a lot of illusions. This is having a hard time figuring out which way to go. In the traditional Seven of Cups, the man is looking at 7 cups and they all have different stuff in it, right? Some have jewels, some have snakes, some have, dragons, some have castles. They all have different things. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to figure out the best way to go. But he's almost like overwhelmed by choices, or he's having trouble seeing his choices clearly. And followed by the 9 of Cups reversed. This is like a wish falling through. So this is exactly the energy we're talking about before, because the 9 of Cups is like your personal wish fulfillment. This is like you are personally just so fulfilled. You're so happy. It's your wish come true. And when it's reversed, it's kind of like, it's the opposite of that essentially. This is, you're maybe not knowing what you want. This is knowing what you want and it's not happening, or, you think you want one thing, but your wish ends up being faulty. Like you could be chasing after a person and, when you actually are in a relationship with them, it's way different than you expected it to be. But this is like your wishes are, like the bottom is falling out essentially on what you were wishing for. So these 2 cards are exactly what we were talking about up here. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of like Neptunian energy. Things aren't clear. And as a result, I feel like the bottom kind of fell out of your wish. And because we have the King and Queen here, I'm tempted to say this is a relationship. But it's going to be different for everybody, because the King of Cups is, so first of all, this is water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and the Queen of Cups is fire energy, so this would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So whether this is a relationship or whether this is just like a situation that you love, because we have a lot of cups here, like a situation you love, this could be a job, this could be a friendship, a hobby, this could be, because we have the airplane here and then the Knight of Swords who's very fast moving. This could be talking about like relocation or a new home. But this is something where, with all the cups here, your heart was completely in it. And with it being a king and queen and it being water and fire, to me, I feel like the kind of feeling I get is that there seemed like there could be a lot of potential in this originally, because this is kind of like the situation of like opposites attract. So if this is a relationship, maybe this person was very, very different than you, or if this was, a job, maybe this is something where you were really different than your coworkers, or it was different than anything you had done before. Or if you were like looking to relocate, maybe you were looking to move somewhere that's completely different than the area you're originally from or that you're living in now. But I feel like this is exactly that thing that made it seem like it could be a really good fit, right? There's almost this like idealized version of opposites attract, and I think there's nothing wrong with opposites attract. I just think that in situations like that, you need a lot of self-awareness, right? Everybody needs to, if you are in a situation where it's very different than what you're used to, or it's very different than your skill set, that's can be a really great thing. That can be an asset, but it requires everybody is very honest with themselves and each other. Everybody, knows their strengths and weaknesses, and is open to adapting and to, evolving. And so I feel like that was the goal here, is that just because these are so opposite, we have masculine, feminine, water and fire, I feel like whatever the situation was, it seemed like this could very much be the best case scenario for opposites attract. But I feel like once you kind of put your foot in it, maybe you realize that it was not, I feel like it seemed like it could have really worked well, because there's actually, in the traditional Seven of Cups, there's one cup where it's got a laurel wreath in it, and if you look really closely at the actual cup, there's a skull on it, right? So in that situation, it's an option that seems like it would lead to victory, but it only leads to death and defeat. And that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here, is that it seemed like this was going to be really, really good. It seemed like you and this job, you and this person, in this situation, it was going to be like playing to the best of like your each other's strengths and weaknesses. But I feel like once you kind of got into it, it ended up sort of like the bottom is falling out of this. It ended up not being your wish. It ended up not being as fulfilling as you were hoping it would be. And I feel like you've been having to cope from the disappointment of that. And this week, there's going to be this huge amount of healing to the situation. And for some of you, you might still be in the Seven of Cups energy trying to prepare to make a decision. And I feel like if that's the case, Spirit's going to come in and kind of show you the reality of this situation, but to prevent you, because the Knight of Swords, like I said, is the fastest moving knight in the deck. He really goes for it without a second thought. And I feel like Spirit's going to come in this week and show you why this situation, the way you had planned it or the way you imagined it, would not work. And it's to prevent you from making a fast move and ending up, in a crummy or crappy situation later. I like crappy though. I'm going to start saying that. So this week you're getting a lot of illumination, but you're also getting a lot of healing, particularly to whatever this particular situation is for you. So I hope that has helped. I am wishing all of you the best and most beautiful things that life has to offer. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out the link to my Etsy shop, which is in the description box below. And I will see all of my Life Path 2s next week, okay? All right, bye, love bugs. Hello, all my sweet little garbanzo beans who are Life Path 3. So this is going to be your weekly forecast for the week of January 24th through the 30th of 2021. So I'm going to pull you an oracle card from the Oracle of Shadows and Light to talk about the overall energy for the week. I love this deck. It is going to be linked in the description box, as my decks always are. That's not it. That's not it either. Whoa, okay, apparently this is it. Okay. So, y'all got card 29, which are reduced to an 11, and it's Shallow Grave. It says you miss someone. Oh, okay. So right off the bat, this is a situation where I feel like you are either not in contact with somebody or things are just a little bit off. I think it's interesting there are 3 butterflies and y'all are Life Path 3, but this is the thing where wherever pause or whatever separation has happened, it has been in order. Oh, there's 4 butterflies. It's been in order for you both to experience some transformation, and with it being 4 butterflies, I'm hearing stabilization of the energy, because look, the body on the skeleton's facing this way, but the head's facing that way and she's facing this way. So I feel like you guys have been going in different directions, and now there's been this pause again, whether you're still talking and maybe it's just talking less, or whether you are in complete separation or no contact. But something has happened where I feel like there's been this pause in this connection, so you could both have some time to reevaluate things at a deeper level. With the red here, I feel like this is something where you and this person definitely have destiny together. You have some amount of, like, you have a soul contract together. And I'm really drawn to the fact that her arm is kind of between her heart chakra area and her solar plexus, more toward her solar plexus. I feel like this is something where you have held back from taking action or held back from reaching out. And this is kind of Spirit just acknowledging that, there is this bond between you and this other person, and you're really missing this other person. I'm also really hearing with the skeleton, something ran its course. Something became all it could ever be. And it doesn't mean that the situation is completely over, because with all the butterflies, it may mean that it needed to transform, but the way things were had run its course. It had already completed. It was, it had to die so the new could come in, right? So it had to go through a death so there could be this rebirth. And I feel like you're still in this process, and I do feel like this very much involves somebody else. I'm really feeling like one other person. So let's pull you guys some tarot and see what's going on. Wow. Okay. So the 8 of Swords came out. Yeah. And it's interesting. We have like the 2 people up here and the little snake down here. But Hang on, I want to pull you guys one more because the other group's got 2 up here. So I want to pull, sorry if you can hear my dog, by the way. They're home for the day and they like to share their opinions loudly. So I'm really sorry if you can hear that. Okay, yes, King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This may be with a water sign. Or it doesn't have to be. This could also be you. But this is also very much a soulmate energy. I do feel like this is a romantic situation. Or just like with somebody that you very deeply care about. I feel like there's a lot of self-imposed restriction in this situation. Again, because she's holding back, right? Like we talked about. Somebody is like, has been holding back from sharing their feelings. It's really interesting. She's like got her arm kind of near, like over her like heart chakra, like solar plexus area. And he's got his arm similarly. So I feel like you guys mirror each other, whether or not you're aware of it. But I feel like there's been a lot of like self-imposed restrictions on this situation or connection. And I feel like you're both missing each other quite a lot because you're still like the connection's going through this transformative energy. And that as a result, you're, I kind of feel like maybe, I kind of feel like there's this situation where whether there's separation or it's just been kind of like, you know, on a pause or things have kind of slowed down. I feel like there was this period of kind of recalibration, transformation, and then reevaluation, because this kind of makes me feel like your guys are like ready to go back to the drawing board. Because with the King of Cups there too, there's, like I said, this is like a soulmate energy. There's a lot of love here. The King of Cups doesn't always express his emotions very much, but he's like very nurturing. He's very caring. He finds ways to show you how much he loves you. And it doesn't have to be a masculine person. I'm just saying he because it's the king. But this is somebody who's also at the height of their emotional maturity. So I feel like with this energy, there may be this connection in your life where it ran its course the way it was, and this is because one or both of you had to evolve into this King of Cups. I feel like you had to cut yourselves free and really like evolve into this King of Cups to be at the height of your emotional maturity. And I feel like if you're still together or you're still in contact, still in each other's lives, you're about to turn a corner with this connection. And if you're not in each other's lives, if you're kind of in separation or on a break, I feel like this person is thinking of you as much as you're thinking of them, and is likely to, I feel like they might reach out to you. But also I'm really getting, again, with the arm, is that you've been holding yourself back, especially with that 8 of Swords vibe, and that now is the time to kind of open yourself up more. So whether this means that, you know, you're taking the first steps, you're contacting them first, or you're just very receptive to them contacting you, you know, everybody's situation is different. I feel like that next step is needed to be needed to be expressed and explored. So let's pull you guys some more tarot. Whoa, okay. The energy's just jumping today. Oh, is this one? Come here, you. Whoa. Okay. All right. Everybody in the club is jumping. Okay, so you guys got Page of Swords. Okay. 9 of Swords reversed. We like that. That's good. That's sexy stuff. Again, sorry about my dog. 5 of Wands reversed. Okay, I like this. This is good. And the 3 of Swords. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So, we have a lot of swords here, first of all. Like a lot. So this is something where, and it's really interesting because the 3 of Swords, there's 2 swords cards that, even though the swords kind of talk about our mental body, our thoughts, our communications, they also have a very emotional undertone, and the 3 of Swords is one of them. So right off the bat, I can tell that this situation, this separation from this person, or this pause or whatever has happened in this connection, and I really do feel like this is a person more than anything else, but whatever's happened in this connection, this situation, this has definitely caused some heartbreak. This is like something that's been on your mind. You've been rehashing it a lot. I feel like you've been trying to understand it. And this, thinking about this process, I feel like, has been a source of a lot of growth. But I feel like this is also what contributed to that 8 of Swords vibe when it's upright. And I think that, I'm so sorry about my dog, you guys. I don't know if you can hear that super loud, but she is just like going for it. I live across the road from like a little park area, and there's like a million dogs and people out there right now because it's a nice day. But yeah, this is something that's really weighed heavily on you. And I feel like this is, whatever this may have been in your situation, I feel like this is what led to that 8 of Swords feeling. And I feel like you are overcoming that this week because this is reversed. This is talking about setting yourself free. Because with the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Swords, this is very much that energy of like, this can be, when it's upright, this is like competitive energy. This can be passive aggressive, petty people. This is a lot of like splintered back and forth energy. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting more right now, because the 9 of Swords is also about like insomnia and sleepless nights and things that really weigh heavily on your mind. But these two are reversed, which means you're kind of working through that. You're letting it go. So after some very difficult, heavy energy, you are cutting yourself free from that. And I feel like you are really living in the truth of your greatest emotional like self, your greatest emotional truth. And with the Page of Swords, it's really interesting. So with the Page of Swords, I would be inclined to say that you're going to have some good communication with the person that you're missing, most likely over like text or social media. But it's always really interesting to me because this particular version of the Page of Swords looks like he's almost holding a phone up and he can't quite hear. Like, he looks confused to me a lot. And normally the Page of Swords is very, very curious. He's an avid learner. He's just like always kind of wanting to learn about new things. So what this kind of says to me is I do feel like it's likely that you will have an important conversation with this person that you're missing this week, or you might learn something about them over social media. You might get a text from them or about them. And I feel like this is going to kind of help you turn this corner more and sort of like tap into the wisdom of your feelings, the wisdom of your heart and soul. And for those of you where this is like a reconnection happening this week, I feel like this is going to be the beginning of a new journey of learning about each other from this new perspective, right? Of really like almost getting to know one another again. And I feel like there's going to be this like revival of this deep love for one another. Because, and from a more mature place than maybe it's been in the past. And I'm not saying people are immature, but I'm just saying like, connections, relationships mature the longer you work on them. So I feel like there is this like new wave of very like emotionally mature energy surrounding this person or situation. So I think that is just about everything I have for my Life Path 3s. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop link, which is in the description box below. And other than that, I'm wishing you the best and most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to my Life Path 4s. Bye, guys. What is up, my sweet little garbanzo beans who are Life Path 4? So I want to apologize really quickly because my dog is barking in the background. So I'm sorry if you can hear that a little tiny bit. She's just very excited about some people across the street. So there's that. Anyway, this is going to be your weekly tarot forecast for the week ahead. This is covering January 24th through the 30th of 2021. And I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Shadows and Light Oracle to kind of talk about energy for the week and get us started. Let's see what's going on. Whoa, for Life Path 4. Okay, that dumped a bunch of cards out. What's going on for my Life Path 4s this week? Okay, you guys get 2, so I guess you have some stuff happening. Okay, you guys have Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch, Count Your Blessings. This is card 1. Oh, and card 13, I Am Kali, From Death Comes Rebirth. Okay. Wow. You guys have a spicy week this week. Okay, so right away, card 13 in the major arcana is the death card, and this is very much that energy. And this is, again, always death and rebirth. Ones are always new beginnings as well. So this is a week where I feel like you are really wrapping up a cycle and preparing to begin a new one. And this, you could be, because this is a general reading, you could be anywhere in this process. You could be experiencing this ending this week. You could have already gone through this ending, and now you're kind of like doing the healing and going through the rebirth process, or you could have already gone through all of that, and this week your kind of new beginning starts to kind of emerge and appear into your physical external reality. But really what this is saying is that wherever you are in this process, this is like sacred destruction energy. This is that anything that falls away, anything that is destroyed, is in order to make room for the new beginnings you've been asking for. And with Count Your Blessings, this is very much to me talking about, because especially it's the ghost of the pumpkin patch, and like pumpkins are all about the harvest for me. I'm going to move this because I want to see it. There you go. Pumpkins are all about the harvest. So this is something where you've been planting this, like sowing the seeds of your intentions, and anything that falls away or has fallen away is directly related to what you've been asking for, even if it doesn't seem like it, even if it doesn't feel like it. Right? And with all the skulls here too, I feel like there might be a bunch of people involved in this situation, or there may have been a lot of like small deaths, right? So you may have noticed like a lot of little things in your life either falling through or falling away. So like things that you had, things that you were involved in, things you were committed to, things that were in your reality are just no longer there, right? So this could be, this can be like little things, but right, like maybe you wanted to take a class and it got canceled. Maybe, you've had friends move away recently. Maybe, stuff like that. Like anything from like little things to like big things, right? Like changing careers, the loss of a job, the end of a relationship. It could be any number of things, but because there's so many skulls, I feel like there are multiple things here for you. And this is all falling away in order to make room, like I said, for exactly what you asked for. And even more, even better, right? And so as tough as it may be in those moments to lose things, which it is very, very difficult, I feel like this is kind of, this is a little pep talk from Spirit to let you know, like, hey, we're not just taking stuff away from you. This is, we're making room for your dreams to come true. So just keep that in mind in those moments when things are tough. Because look, there's a little hand here and it's kind of like, stop, collaborate and listen. No, but like, this is kind of like, whoa, stop. It's okay. It's, this is happening in divine order. We're bringing you what you want. So I feel like that's really important. I wanted to stress that message. But let's pull you guys some tarot and find out some more about this. Ooh, okay. You guys got 3 cards that came flying out. Okay. So you got the 8 of Swords. You have the 4 of Swords reversed. Oof. Sorry, it's really hard to stack them. And you have the 4 of Wands. Interesting. So you guys have 2 4s, which I think is nice for you, my sweet little life path 4s. So 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords reversed, 4 of Wands. Yes, you have been stuck, and I feel like you've been stuck for a while, and I feel like because he's covering his own eyes, I feel like you've been, again, stuck through your own limitations. That's what the 8 of Swords is all about, is your self-limiting perceptions and beliefs, and I feel like the feeling I'm getting off of it in this situation is that there have been a lot of little things in your life that you've been overly attached to, right? And this is with all the little skulls right here. This is the stuff that had to fall away. This is the stuff that had to be removed in order to make more space in your life for what you wanted. And with the 4 of Swords reverse, this is, when it's upright, this is a card about meditation, reflection, healing, but primarily of non-action. And with it reversed, this is kind of like, I always say that like this card and like the 4 of Cups reversed are like my get your ass in gear cards, but they're cards of movement, right? Especially after a period of stillness. So this is kind of saying like things are picking up, things are happening, and I think things are happening because of this Eight of Swords. So where you have kind of almost blocked yourself, and we all do this from time to time, right? We kind of, especially because it looks like it's like almost like clothing on her, like where we have hemmed ourselves in, where we have, you know, kind of covered ourselves with the trappings of obligation, saying like, oh, I need to do this thing, or, you know, that the things that we think we're super duper attached to, once they are gone from our lives, we can usually adjust to that relatively well, you know? Once we release those ideas, release those concepts of being, you know, tethered to these things, and like release ourselves from having these things be a part of our identity, it becomes easier to move forward. And I feel like that's kind of the process of what's happening right now, is that these things are being stripped away, so you know what is actually you, what you actually need. So because there's a time of action that's coming. I feel like this is starting to kind of take effect now. So it's like, I hope that makes sense because it's trying to bring you out to this Four of Wands. This is like stable, ultimate happiness and joy. This could be talking about a marriage. This is also usually the Twin Flame card. And this is kind of talking about like, in order to bring you to the Four of Wands, because like, look at, there's all these swords right here, right? And then in the Four of Wands, it's pretty clear for the most part. And to me, this is kind of like he's playing his little flute and him and his fox are dancing. So this is kind of like saying we have to clear away all of these ideas, all of these perceptions, all of these concepts, like these self-concepts of who we think we are, what we think we want, in order to be able to take action toward what we do want, toward what's going to actually make us happy. So this energy is kind of trying to take care of that for you. This is trying to clear away what's not working, what's not true to you, in order to make room. And I feel like it's important that you count your blessings in this time, because remaining in that high vibration will bring in what you're looking for more easily. So I'm going to pull you guys a few more cards. Oh, it's this one. Oh my God. Okay. So you got the Strength card, the Ten of Swords, and Justice reversed. Okay. Alrighty, let's talk. It's super interesting too, because I was just talking about this the other day. The Strength card in the Major Arcana is almost always card 8, and the Justice card is almost always card 11. But there are a few decks that I've worked with personally where when they are not those cards, they are the other one, right? So in cards where the Strength card is not card 8, it's usually card 11 and vice versa. So I think that's really fascinating, because I personally have never really found a reason why that's the case. So if you know it, please feel free to comment down below. But I think there's like a really interesting connection there. Anyway, so sorry, I'm like shifting where I sit because I'm trying to be comfortable. Yeah, so something I kind of want to talk about is, again, we have a 10, and in the tarot, 10s are all about endings, and it is the 10 of Swords, and that is not the easiest energy to deal with, I'll be honest. With the Justice card reversed, first of all, we have Leo energy here, and we have Libra energy. But with the Justice card reversed, what I'm really seeing is that karma needs to come back into balance. Especially with our truth. I feel like there needs to be a karmic rebalancing. And this doesn't mean like, this doesn't necessarily have to mean it's a bad thing, but because we have the 10 of Swords here, I'm feeling like there either has been an ending recently, or there is going to be an ending. And I feel like it will be, it will kind of come across as a difficult ending. And this has been this karmic cycle that was unbalanced that is coming back into balance, right? Because again, we have difficult energy here, but then we have a lot of happiness. And with the Strength card, you know, this is very much like getting control over your inner demons. This is, you know, this is Leo energy, so it's very heart-centered, but this is all about like patience. This is all about you know, the strength of will, and through the, like a heart-centered strength of will, right? It's being like really supported and really energized and motivated by the things we love, by the love in our heart, and learning how to how to really like work with ourselves emotionally and tame our beasts emotionally. So this is where I feel like there's all these like self-perceptions of what you think you should do, what you think you should want, who you think you are. And I feel like these are being stripped away through circumstances in your life, and that may be very, very painful with the Ten of Swords at times. But this is in order to not only rebalance karma and help you find greater balance in your soul's truth, but this is also expanding your heart space. And this is kind of a pep talk from Spirit with Count Your Blessings and the Strength card, to try to find the joy and the happiness in what you are experiencing, understanding that anything that falls apart was not meant to stay together. It was not meant to be a part of your life anymore, because you are expanding past that and you are on your way to getting your wishes fulfilled. You are on your way to stability, to happiness. This could also be a new home, a marriage, a stable relationship. Whatever it is for you that you've been asking for, you are on the path there. You're on your way. And like, notice too how she's like right in the foreground, taking up like the whole entire picture, but there's so much space here, right? So again, all this stuff has to fall away, to be destroyed, to die in order to experience this rebirth and make this energetic space. It's interesting, we have a ghost, so it implies there's like death. But to make this space in your life for the things that you want. And so even though you might go through a few, some experiences, some moments of a lot of, trials and tribulations and pain regarding this, it's in order to bring you out to where you want to be. So I hope this has helped. I'm wishing you guys all of the best, most beautiful things that life has to offer. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop. Link is in the description down below. I hope you guys have a great week. I'm wishing you all the best. And with that, I'm going to move on to my life path vibes. Bye, guys. Hello, all my sweet little garbanzo beans who are life path 5. So this is your weekly tarot forecast. This is going to be covering the week of January 24th through the 30th. So I'm going to start off by getting you guys an oracle card. This is from the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I'm also really sorry if you can hear the wind. It's whipping pretty hard where I live, and it's spooking my dogs out a little bit, so I'm sorry if you hear a bark. I'm going to try to edit it out as much as possible, but let's get started. Wow, okay, so that's more cards than we need, but there's some abrupt energy this week. Okay, you guys got 2, so I'll take 2 for you. All right, you got card 23. This is Violet Angel, Breaking Dawn. And you got card 31. So this is Lady with a Bosch Egg, Ancient Wisdom. And this is card 31, which would reduce to a 4, by the way. And this is 23, which would reduce to a 5. So that's nice to see. There's progression and movement forward. Really what I'm seeing here with this Ancient Wisdom and then Breaking Dawn, I feel like this week you are coming into a lot of understanding. I don't really feel like this is like, truth coming out or communication. I feel like this is like soul wisdom that's being integrated, right? There's a lot of purple here. There's a lot of pink. So this may have a lot to do with your heart chakra energy. And I'm really drawn to the way her eyes are right here. It kind of looks like she's almost, I don't know if you can see this. It kind of almost looks like she's like scrutinizing with her gaze the way it is. And again, there's almost that attitude here of like, I feel like there's something where you've had to be very discerning. You've had to go through multiple cycles. You've had, because we have a 4 and we have a 5, and these are kind of very different energies. There's been this like back and forth between remaining stable or kind of like almost too rigid with something, and then changing and expanding further, right? Like 5s are all about challenges and changes. So I think through this process of challenge and change, there's been this desire both to want to stay in what you know, but I feel like you're about to come into this soul wisdom that's going to encourage you to kind of flow a little bit more with those changes coming up. And I feel like this is something where like I'm getting a heavy like spiritual download, claircognizant vibe, even if you're generally, we all have psychic senses and spiritual gifts, but even if you're not kind of primarily claircognizant, I do kind of feel that energy here of like there's just this knowing, there's this understanding. And just with the way that she is standing here and with the way this person looks, I feel like this is like your intuition's going to be speaking to you heavily this week about your interpersonal connections. So listen to that inner voice and follow it all the way through. Do not doubt it and do not hesitate, because I feel like, again, there's lots of pink, so lots of heart chakra, and there's lots of purple. So this is lots of third eye and crown chakra energy. You are coming into this wisdom and it's trying to help guide you through these changes. So let's pull you some tarot and get some more information. Whoa, okay. All right, I'm gonna pull you 2 because the other groups have had 2 come out on top, so we like that. Okay, yep. Let's talk about it. So it's interesting, we have a 5, 5, and then another 5 here. So you have the 5 of Cups reversed, and I just want to comment on this because traditionally, the 5 of Cups is, it's a man, and he is looking down at these 3 spilled cups, and he's crying, and it's he's grieving over what he has lost, and he misses that behind him are 2 cups that are still upright, right? And the 2 of Cups is always about like a soul aligned opportunity. This is like soulmate love. This is something that is just so emotionally fulfilling to you. But in this version, It's interesting. There are 3 cups behind him, and he's crying over 2 spilled cups. So this particular version of the 5 of Cups always makes me feel like a relationship has fallen through, and this doesn't just have to be romantic. This is like a very this is part of your soul family. This is somebody you're very close with, or this is an opportunity you had a lot of hope and faith and like dreams for, and it's fallen through. But with it being reversed, the nice thing is that you are coming out of this energy. And I feel like if this is, whatever the situation is for you, I feel like you are gaining the, excuse me, I had to burp. You are gaining the wisdom from it because there's this little egg and there are cracks here, right? So something is struggling to be hatched, to be born into your reality. And I feel like you are getting over this. And I do have to say, for some people, if this involves another person, I feel like they may be coming back around, and you may be called this week to make a judgment call, because you got judgment reversed as well, to make a judgment call. And because, again, there's like this element of like uncertainty or like scrutiny, there's just kind of this vibe of like, I don't believe you. It's kind of the feeling I'm picking up. If you have vibes that anybody's like kind of off, or that somebody is like, because the sort of story I'm picking up here is that, maybe if this was like a relationship, this person, I'm feeling like left you in the lurch. I feel like this person may have ghosted you. This person may have, they left you, very upset over these 2 cups. And with this being reversed, I feel like you are moving past this, right? I feel like you are evolving past feelings of sadness, feelings of grief, feelings of loss. And this person may notice this and may try to come back around because they may be noticing that you're moving on. And this, again, doesn't just have to be romantic. This could be, a close friendship. This could be, a job you really wanted. Maybe you were let go, or you were passed over for a promotion. Whatever it was, this was something you were incredibly invested in. And I feel like now that, for some of you, now that you are getting, like, working past this, you're kind of overcoming it, this may come back into your reality. And, it may be like, I'm so sorry, or we made the wrong judgment call, or hey, we have this new opportunity that's opening up for you now. And I feel like, this isn't going to apply for everybody because this is a general reading. If you get this feeling of like, no BS here, follow that. Like, I don't know why, because I just get this feeling that some of you may kind of try to be almost too kind and give the benefit of the doubt. And I feel like in this situation, you're being called to really stand in your power, because there is a new dawn here. There is a new day that is trying to come into your reality. And I feel like this is really encouraging you to flow with those changes and not to go backward. Because with the Judgment card reversed, this is very much that energy of needing to trust your own judgment, of needing to that really go with your instincts on this one in particular. So I'm going to pull you guys some more cards and see what you get. I want this one. I also want this one for you guys. Interesting. all of yours are upright. That's like the first time this has happened in this week's reading. So you have, the Nine of Cups. We like that. We like that quite a lot. The Knight of Cups. Okay. The Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh. All right. I have so much to say about this already. And Temperance. Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to say, for some of you, just with the Temperance card, this may be something where this is somebody you felt like was your divine counterpart or twin flame, whatever label it is that you may resonate with. This is not going to resonate for everybody, again, because it's general, but for some of you, I'm really, really feeling like this had all of the markings of like a divine union or like twin flame journey, and this person is not it. I'm going to just put that out there. And the way that you know the difference, right? So this is, I really feel like this is about a person, so I'm going to kind of stick with primarily that storyline. This is this person, in whatever capacity this means for you and your situation. This is them coming forward with this offer with the Knight of Cups. This is, what is this, you guys? Water energy. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then we have Sagittarius energy right here, by the way. This is this person coming forward with an offer for you, right? This is very emotional, effusive, wears your heart on your sleeve kind of energy. This is, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what I was thinking. Because I can see right here on either side, right, beset on either side of this Knight of Cups, there's the Nine of Cups. So this is like wish fulfillment. This is happiness. This is like, yes, I got what I wanted. And on the other side is the Ten of Swords. And this is like utter betrayal, being stabbed in the back. And this may be something you've already gone through with this person. I feel for many of you it is. And with this Temperance card, you've had to go through a long period of healing, right? And so I feel like this is this person coming through, and this is the offer saying like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was thinking. Like, you're the only one for me. And I don't usually get this from the Knight of Cups either, because I usually love the Knight of Cups, but I just get this kind of like, kind of insincere vibe. And I don't think it's like consciously trying to deceive you. I think this person may very much lack emotional self-awareness. So this person's coming through offering you this, and they sound very, very genuine. And use your own intuition, because this is a general reading. It's going to be different for everyone. You always trust your own intuition, your own discernment above all else, including my own. But this person's going to be very effusive. This person's going to make you this like very beautiful offer. This person, I feel like, is going to be able to list and recognize. It's really weird. I feel like this person can list exactly what they did wrong, or can list many of the things they did wrong. They could say, I'm so sorry, I didn't, appreciate you at the time. I'm so sorry. If they like ghosted you, I'm so sorry I didn't talk to you. Or if they were between you and somebody else, I'm so sorry I picked them. It was such a wrong choice. And I feel like this person's going to reference their feelings a lot. They'll be like, I was just scared. I was, this and that. And I feel like for many of you, this person is, again, lacking sincerity, not on purpose, but because I feel like they don't have the emotional self-awareness. They haven't truly learned their lesson. And I feel like that's where this discernment energy comes in, of needing to really like stand your ground. And if you're confused about, how to know the difference, look at how, again, beset on either side is the Nine of Cups. Your wish is coming true. You're getting what you want, and then being stabbed in the back with the Ten of Swords, being betrayed, the end of a very painful cycle, right? So I would say if you're struggling to kind of figure out what, if this is sincere, check in with your intuition and really ask yourself, like, if you could almost, clear away all of your other feelings, your dreams for this person, for this situation. If you could clear all this stuff away, what still remains true for you? Is it this Nine of Cups feeling, or do you really kind of sense more of this Ten of Swords? And whichever sort of energy you're feeling more from this person, and again, I feel like there's heavy elements of claircognizance going on here. Whatever it is, trust that. But for many of you, I have to be honest, I'm really feeling the vibe that this person is just not capable of this person's not capable essentially of like ponying up here on like what they're offering. And I feel like it may lead to this situation all over again, because with the Temperance card, you've had to do the healing. I feel like this has been going on for a while, because this can be about divine timing and patience. But I also feel like you've been doing the work, right? This is also about alchemy. I feel like you've been doing the self-work, right? And with the Nine of Cups, this is like personal wish fulfillment. You're making the steps, you're making the progress, and again, this is being integrated into your soul's wisdom. And the difference, in my opinion, is, we can know something intellectually, yet it's a battle to act on it and to feel good about it. And when something is integrated into our soul's wisdom, we can't suppress it, right? Like we can't ignore it for long. You can never ignore your soul for extended periods of time, because it will come, like what you want, where you're being called to, what you're drawn to, this will come out. And I feel like you've really been doing a lot of self-work around this situation, and this is all being integrated. So when this person comes back around, whether this is romance or for a job opportunity, or I don't know why I just got, for some of you, there's like a roommate situation where you were kicked out, or your roommates were all kind of on your case for something, or blaming you unfairly. Whatever this was, I feel like, when this situation comes back around, you've been doing the work, you've been doing the healing, and I feel like, I just feel like for many of you, this person's, or people's offer is going to be insincere. So no matter what happens, really trust your gut instinct, right? Again, there's a lot of discernment energy going on here. So really, really trust the answers that your intuition is bringing forth, because you are dead on this week. So, I think that is just about everything that I have for my Life Path 5s. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop. The link is in the description down below. And with that, I'm going to move on to my Life Path 6s. Bye, guys. Yo, what is up for all my little sweet garbanzo beans that are Life Path 6? So this is going to be your weekly tarot forecast. This is going to cover the week of January 24th through the 30th of 2021. I'm going to start out by pulling an oracle card from the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I always mess up the name for that, so I have to think about it for a second. Sorry. So we could talk about your overall energy for the week and get started with that. Oh, it's this one. It's this one, you guys. That's nice. Okay, so you got 3 witchy sisters, the power of 3, and this is card 9, in case that is important for you. Right away, there's a lot of magic happening in your week. I feel like you are seeing something clearly that has been blocked from you before. I feel like it's very important, because I'm thinking about past, present, future. It's very important this week to stay as grounded and present in the moment, because there's something that's unfolding for you. And with it being a 9, I feel like there is a cycle that's trying to wrap up, and a new one is going to be starting soon. And you may be at any point in this process, but I feel like you are getting key guidance intuitively through this week. So discount nothing, right? If you have animals cross your path, that doesn't usually happen, or you're seeing a lot of angel numbers, or you're just getting a lot of signs and synchronicities, take them all into consideration. I don't know why I feel like for some of you it might even be helpful to keep notes from this week, but everything has significance this week, every little scrap. So it's incredibly important to stay as present as possible so you don't miss anything. And I know that can be hard for us, especially in our busy modern world. So don't beat yourself up if it's a huge struggle for you, but as much as you possibly can, because there's a lot of magic here. There's a lot that's trying to happen. And I just keep seeing, it's really weird. I just keep seeing like cloth being pulled off of something for like a big reveal. I feel like something is trying to be shown to you. So let's pull you guys some tarot and figure out what's going on with this, because I am now super duper curious. Okay. What's this one? Okay. So you guys got the King of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. All right, so this is earth sign energy. This could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be you or somebody you're dealing with. But more than anything else, I'm feeling for many of you, this has to do with your material well-being, particularly your career. And then with the Ace of Wands, I feel like in areas where you've been materially unstable, maybe you've been struggling to, a big thing I'm getting is you're struggling to figure out which direction to go with a job or a project. For some of you, I feel like you want to open your own business. You want to like start your own business, but you're kind of waiting either on the opportunity or that spark of inspiration. And this week is going to be one where I feel like Spirit is trying to give you hints about which direction to go. Because I do feel like this energy this isn't out of your reach, right? But I feel like, because the King of Pentacles, when he's upright, not only is he, really financially savvy and is he kind of the master of his material realm, but he's also very methodical and he's very decisive. So there may be something where you want to do this, but you kind of want to do this outside the box. But really what I'm getting is, I feel like you have this pentacle, right? And you're kind of trying to figure out how to start this process, how to invest further in your own your own well-being, and I feel like you're struggling to make a decision or to make a plan, essentially. And with it being paired with the Ace of Wands, I feel like you're waiting for that idea, or you're waiting for that burst of energy, you're waiting for something, and this is what Spirit's trying to direct you to this week, and that may be why it's very, very important to stay as present as possible, because Spirit's trying to show you the answer that you've been asking for. And I feel like Spirit's trying to speak to you through a lot of signs and synchronicities in particular. So let's play you guys some more tarot to kind of look at this a little more closely. I always mention this, but all my decks are going to be linked in the description box below, because I love these so much. These are like two of my all-time favorite decks. And I don't usually share this, but I want to in this situation. This is the Little Prince Tarot, and to me, this is a very, this is a deck that I use a lot to talk about, like, narratives, because it's just, like, it's very beautiful, it's very dreamy, there's it's always based on the actual story itself, and to me, whenever I feel called to use this deck is trying to tell a story, right? And so because I felt called to use this in the reading this week, I feel like there are stories that are being told and wrapped up and started. There are big thematic arcs to our soul's journeys as a collective that are unfolding this week. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there really quickly. I don't know why. I didn't feel called to share that for any of the other groups, but for you guys I did. Okay, so you got, the Five of Wands. Oh, the Hermit reversed. Okay, all right. The Three of Pentacles. Oh, yes, and the High Priestess. Okay, perfect. So, first and foremost, we have, with the Hermit, this is Virgo energy. So again, more earth energy. And then the High Priestess can be, I always associate this with like Pisces or Cancerian energy just because of the moon. But it certainly does not have to be. But those may resonate, but they don't have to. Yeah, I'm really getting the feeling for a lot of you, this is a creative project you want to launch. This is something where maybe you have a talent or a hobby you want to monetize, or you want to start your own business. Whatever it is, with the Five of Wands, there's a lot of competition here, right? And because, again, the King of Pentacles is very decisive, very confident, very action-oriented, very methodical, I feel like because there's the potential for competition, again, whether this is a job, a project, you're interested in a person, whatever it is, there's a lot of other people who are kind of gunning for the same thing. I feel like you're almost counting yourself out before you even start, because look, he's facing this way, he's not even looking at the Ace of Wands, which is always a new opportunity, right? New energy, new spiritual energy, new creativity, new passions, stuff like that. So I feel like you're almost kind of counting yourself out. And especially too, where he's got a wand in his hand, I feel like you have one idea, but you're not confident in it because he's not doing anything with it. He's just like, I feel like you might have an idea, but you're not confident in it, and you're waiting for something else. Maybe you're waiting for the other idea. You're waiting for a better idea. You're waiting for your idea to make more sense to you. And with the Hermit reversed, and especially with the High Priestess, this is talking about how this week is going to be very, very important to do kind of like a deep dive, to spend time really thinking about what you want to make, and to spend a lot of time really trying to communicate with your spiritual team, because the answers are there, and I feel like your team wants to show you something, because the High Priestess is like all-knowing. She has a foot in both, this realm and the spiritual realm, and she reveals answers to you only when you're ready to know. And so I feel like this has been hidden from you, but I feel like you can sense it. And I feel like that's why you're waiting on acting on this thing, because you're waiting for your idea. And I think Spirit's trying to direct many of you to that, right? Because it's really interesting. If you look at his little drawing, he draws the elephant inside of the snake. And I feel like this is kind of talking about, like, you have this idea that, like, if you didn't know it was an elephant there, right? You'd know it's something, but it's like it's hidden from you. And I feel like this week, because, the Three of Pentacles is talking a lot about teamwork, but especially teamwork within a spiritual framework, I feel like, and it's interesting, we got another 3, I just noticed that. I feel like this is Spirit trying to work with you to help you figure this idea out. So really, and again, this doesn't have to just be creative. I mostly say that with the wands, but this is really like getting very clear, whatever the situation is for you personally, getting very clear on your passions in order to take action toward them. So where you've been confused, where things have felt uncertain, unclear, hidden, Spirit's trying to bring you the answer you're looking for, but it does require that you try to stay as present as you possibly can, to not miss anything. And again, for some of you, it's really interesting. We said this before, and now there's like all the paper that's pictured right here. So I feel like it's beneficial for a lot of you to take notes this week, even if you're not usually somebody who likes to do that. Maybe even just journaling for the week would be really helpful for you. And like, I'm also getting like automatic writing or like stream of consciousness may be more beneficial for some of you than you realize. So even if you don't normally do this, this might just be like a really, really good way, because there's something here about writing down your ideas. This also could be good. I don't know why I'm getting this for some people. If you have like old notebooks, old journals, go back through them. And because this idea is like right here. Look, it's right behind it, like right there. And I feel like you know this intuitively. And Spirit's really trying to show you what it is. So there's something about keeping notes, keeping your ideas written down, really, doing some soul searching and going for a deep dive, because your team is trying to help you with this. So I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your personal situation, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop. The link is in the description below, because I do personal readings. And with that, I'm wishing you all the best and most beautiful things that life has to offer. And I'm going to move on to my group 7s. Bye, guys. What is up, all my sweet little garbanzo beans who are Life Path 7? So this is going to be your tarot forecast for the week. This is going to cover January 24th through the 30th of 2021. I'm going to start out by pulling an oracle card from the it is the Oracles of Shadow and Light. I don't know why that's so hard for me to remember. I love this deck though. So we're going to talk about your energy for the week. What's going on for my Life Path 7s? What's going on? Sorry, I bumped the camera. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're still good. Cool. Ooh, okay. You guys got Sewer Mermaid, which, to be totally honest, sounds like a great insult. So this is card 25 that simplifies to a 7 if that's important for you. And it says, your sensuality is beautiful. I love that. Okay, so for a lot of you this week, this is a weird way to read this card, but just go with me. Just because she's in the sewer, I feel like some of you have some habits or indulgences that are fine in moderation, but may have become toxic for you. And I feel like these are like of the senses. So maybe, this is talking about like sex and sexuality, or like drinking or smoking, or it's something like that. And it's like, it doesn't just have to be those things. This could be something like oversleeping, or It's, yeah, anything kind of like that. I'm getting the feeling that it's not a bad thing, but it's something that needs to be kept in balance, just because, again, she's in a sewer. And I feel like if you are struggling with like a habit like that, you know, and barring like, it's not to the point where you need professional help or advice, because that's a different matter altogether. But if you're just like, oh, you know, I really got to lay off the sweets, or I really got to, you know, I really have to, I don't know, I have to be more conscientious about how I'm spending my money on, you know, what I spend it on, etc. I feel like you're being asked to kind of practice like mindfulness and like really like reconnect with your body in a very holistic way. As much as possible. So like if you're somebody who, you know, kind of can get a little overboard on like sweets, eating very mindfully may help to curb that. Getting a lot of physical exercise, I'm feeling, may be good. Taking like for a lot of you, I feel like taking like restful, relaxing baths may be helpful for you this week, especially if you are trying to kick habits. Taking like an Epsom salt bath might be particularly useful, or engaging in other like sensual enjoyment. So maybe putting on like essential oils would be helpful for you. You know, if you have access to like going and getting a massage, that might be nice. Just something that is like showing your body love and care. And like, this doesn't have to just be like physical care for yourself. This could also be like mental and emotional health tied into it. And I'm not a mental nor physical health professional, so please don't take what I say as a substitute for professional advice. This is just kind of trying to get a spiritual perspective on events you may be experiencing. And I don't feel like this is a big thing. Like, I don't feel like this is like got vibes of addiction or anything like that. I'm mostly just feeling like for a lot of you, your body could use some love and care. And I feel like there is this like element of self-nurturing that can be experienced through that process. So let's pull you guys some tarot cards and get a little more information. I want to pull this one. So I will. And then this one. Okay. So we have, the Knight of Cups reversed. Oh, and the Nine of Cups reversed. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say this, and again, not a mental health professional, so please seek out professional advice if you need it. And if y'all need help finding resources for that, DM me, because I will send you a good list of reputable resources to try to help get you started in that direction. But when I see the Knight of Cups reversed, the first thing that I always think about is somebody, like the Knight of Cups reversed kind of makes me think of struggling a little bit with depression. But in general, this is just kind of feeling down. I feel like this is feeling disconnected from your emotional needs, especially with the Nine of Cups reversed coming out here. You know, because he can be sometimes a little bit more like too daydreamy. He can be kind of like a little unrealistic about what it is that he desires. You know, normally he's about movement forward toward his emotional desires, but when he's reversed, he's not taking those steps. So I feel like you've been with this, especially because we have the Nine of Cups reversed. I feel like there's something you really wanted that fell through. And I feel like it's kind of stopped you in your tracks a little bit. And really the vibe I'm getting with this entire spread so far is that this week would be a really good time to give yourself a little bit of TLC in a very healthy way. Because part of the Knight of Cups reverse can also talk about sometimes like a little bit of like a drinking problem almost. And like no shame, no judgment. You know, we all have a hard time. And, you know, it's about finding help through that process. So I'm just feeling like whatever the situation is, this has kind of really gotten you emotionally down. Like I said, this is about personal wish fulfillment, and where it's reversed, this could be like kind of like a situation you really wanted fell through. This could be, you know, maybe the Knight of Cups is also very, very romantic when he's upright. So maybe you were offering your cup to somebody and it didn't work out, or, you know, they maybe shot you down a little bit. But I feel like all of this has just kind of like, just hit hard. I feel like this has kind of maybe made you feel not so good, not good about yourself. And this is Spirit kind of saying, like, you are a beautiful person, right? Like, you are a gorgeous mermaid regardless of where you are at this moment. And it's just, this feels like this is a really, really important week to try to flow with your emotions, but also to really focus on giving yourself some extra love and support, because I feel like y'all need that. So let's pull you guys some more tarot and look a little bit closer at this, okay? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, okay. All right, we're going to pull a couple more. Let's see what we get, babes. Okay, wow, you guys are getting a lot, apparently. Oh, okay, Dib, you guys have a lot going on. Okay. Okay. All right, sorry, I'm trying to set them all up. We're just gonna do this how we see fit. Okay. So, I want to just mention for court cards, sorry, I'm doing the best I can, but this is what we got. We have the King of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands reverse, and we have the Page of Cups. So both the King and the Page, much like the Knight, can represent water energy. This could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then the Queen of Wands can be fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we also have the Devil, which can represent Capricorn energy. Those may resonate, but they don't have to. But really what I'm seeing here is, I feel like whatever this situation is with the Devil, this has been very, very challenging for you. I feel like this has brought up a lot of old wounds that I feel like for some of you with this combination, this has brought up a lot of old wounds about your own self-empowerment, also about how like good you feel about yourself, how attractive you feel, because the Queen of Wands is very attractive upright, and the empowerment you have to go after what you want in your life. This has brought up a lot of old wounds about that you're kind of, I feel like you're having to face right now. And with the Eight of Swords coming up in the middle like this, I feel like this has made you feel very, very stuck. This has made you, I'm trying to see if you guys can see it. There we go. This has made you feel very, very stuck. This has been really, really difficult. This has made you feel really disempowered, maybe again, not attractive, just because we also have your sensuality is beautiful. And the Devil can also be an energy of like, this is hardcore, an energy of addiction. And again, it doesn't have to just be like to drugs or alcohol. This could be like addictive behavior, like unhealthy sexuality, like using your like sexuality or sensuality for validation. You know, this could be, I just feel like there's something where the kind of vibes I'm picking up are like there's something that you either got lost in, or there's something where the rejection from this person or this situation has kind of sent you into this spiral right here, where you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you can't move forward, you're feeling like it's this energy of like nobody would want to be with me, you know, things are never going to get better. And again, I want to say, if you know you're dealing with something like depression, this is a lot more complex than kind of the scope of what we're talking about right here. And you know, I'll include a link in the description box for a couple of different like depression related hotlines that I particularly think are helpful. And if you need further help, please feel free to like DM or like leave a comment, because I would like to try to help you guys. And I know that's not in my scope, my area of expertise, to be able to help with that, but I'd like to help point you in the right direction. So just with this right here, this is a lot of like feeling really down about yourself, because she's like, the Queen of Wands is like total magic, right? So when I see her reverse, it's feeling like you're anything less than that. And I feel like these are bringing up old wounds that you've been dealing with for a while. And I feel like with the Eight of Swords here too, it's a lot of like self-limiting, negative self-concepts, right? It's like saying, oh, I'll never be able to be this, I'll never be able to do that. And I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're working through this week. Because with the Page of Cups, I feel like you offered your emotions, or you wanted to offer your emotions. That was part of the plan. And I feel like, you know, because the Page of Cups is very like innocent, like puppy love. It's really cute. And I feel like either this was rejected, or again, this fell through with the Nine of Cups reversed, and it's kind of just put you in a funk. And the nice part is that I think Spirit's trying to kind of like give you a pep talk and encourage you to give yourself some TLC, because we have this, right? We have the Three of Wands and the King of Cups. So this is very much like a soulmate energy, but this is also like, you know, like total emotional maturation. This is somebody who is the master of their emotional realm, right? And what I'm seeing here, and this is nice too, because the Three of Wands is also a card about manifestation, much like the Queen of Wands. So this is saying like where you feel stuck, where you feel like you can't bring into your life what you want, that is not at all the case. Whatever has fallen through is not a reflection on your own magic. It is a reflection of the other person, right? You have everything you need to bring something better in your life. And for some of you, if this is a person you are interested in that rejected you, this is actually like, this is that, redirection is protection. This is, as crappy as it feels, for your own good, because I feel like this person was like maybe the Knight reversed, or this person may have been like the Queen of Wands reversed. This person was not good for you. We also have that Devil energy. This person would not have been a good fit for you, and instead you are manifesting a soulmate who's going to be very mature, who's going to be very loving, who's going to be very caring, who's going to speak very openly and honestly from the heart. Because I feel like whatever happened, not only like your wish was dashed, but I feel like it made you feel crappy about yourself. And that's the worst part here. So like, screw them. I say that kind of jokingly, but we can't let our own light be diminished or impacted by other people's darkness, if that makes sense. I'm not saying we can't care, but when we start downgrading ourselves or belittling our own worth based on other people's flawed perceptions, on other people's stuff, when we take on other people's stuff, it can really affect our own self-conceptions. So this week, you're really being encouraged to just show yourself some love, see yourself as beautiful, and to really kind of rediscover your own magic, and know that anything that you have been anything that's been denied to you has been for your benefit ultimately in the long run. So I hope this has helped. I'm sorry if y'all are having a tough time. If you need help with your particular personal situation, please feel free to check out my Etsy shop. The link's in the description box. And if you don't see anything there that meets your specific spiritual or financial needs, please DM me, because I'm happy to make you a custom reading. I am wishing you guys all of the best and most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to my Life Path 8s. Bye, guys. What is up, my sweet little garbanzo beans, for our Life Path 8s. This is going to be the, wow, I totally had a brain blank. I'm so sorry, guys. This is going to be the tarot forecast for the week of January 24th through the 30th of 2021. I'm going to start off by pulling y'all an oracle card from the Oracle of Shadow and Light to kind of talk about your overall theme for the week, overall energy. I hope you guys are having a fabulous weekend. Okay, this is the one. Oh, that's so cute. Witch at the End of the World. This is card 45, which would simplify to a 9. It says an important end and a new beginning. Oh, okay. So you guys are wrapping up a big cycle, and with all the green here, I feel like this is something that and she's almost like clutching onto it, to the hourglass. I feel like this is something where you're really attached to this thing, and I feel like you love it very much, but I feel like the time has come where it needs to change, or something needs to end in order to start a new beginning. And I feel like you know this, but I also feel like this is making you sad or stressing you out. And especially with all the lightning here, this makes me think of the Tower card, and I feel like this is something where what I kind of get the feeling is that this is Spirit trying to gently kind of let you know, like, okay, this thing has to come to an end, because when we don't let things end, that's when that Tower energy kind of comes in. And if you're familiar at all with the Tower can often be a very difficult energy, because it's, when we know something has to come to a close in order for something new to start, it's kind of when we're getting signs, synchronicities, we're getting intuitive nudges, we get that gut feeling, and we kind of ignore it because we don't want to deal with it, or change is really difficult, or it's scary, or, there's a lot of reasons why we don't want to undergo that. And this is kind of talking about, like, okay, with the lightning in the background, this has to end. And I think deep down you know that, and it makes sense to want to hold on to it. But by holding on past its prime, we run the risk of having those tower moments, right? When the tower is reversed, this is when we're seeing the signs, the synchronicities, we're making the changes. And when it is upright, this is when we're not doing that. And that's when the universe has to come in and kind of take the reins. And that can often, we lose out on the opportunity of the making those changes and choices on our own terms. So this is kind of what I'm feeling like is for many of you, this is coming to an end. This is a big, important cycle that's wrapping up to start something new. And I feel like you're being really encouraged, as, you know, as difficult as it may be, or as fearful as you may feel about it, you're being really encouraged to try to be brave and to flow with the changes, because this is really going to be for your highest good. And I feel like with the hourglass, I feel like it may take you a little bit of time to see that or to get really excited about this new beginning, but it is going to happen, okay? So I don't know why I'm talking like that. I'm like using my like sympathetic voice, but it's true. I feel really bad because this person looks really, I don't know, the vibe I'm getting here is that this is hard for you. And I want you to know it's going to be okay. Okay. So the two cards that came out like pretty immediately were the Five of Wands and then the Knight of Wands. So this is a lot of fire energy. This could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this is also just like a lot of soul energy. This has been hard for you, and I feel like this has been hard for you for a while. This is not new. I feel like you've been in a stagnant place. You've been in kind of a stalemate, because the Five of Wands is normally, it's five dudes and they are all waving these gigantic sticks around. But nobody's hitting anyone, right? So it's like a card about confusion, about splintered energy, about passive aggression, petty people. It's just not a fun energy. You can kind of talk about competition. And with all the lightning here, I feel like you've been up against this issue for quite a while. But you have emotional attachment and investment, whether this is emotional attachment to the, you know, the people, the situation, or emotional attachment to, like emotional attachment in what you know, in the familiar, versus having to start something new, that you're holding on even though it can be difficult. And what I feel like is happening with the Knight of Wands, I feel like a new opportunity is going to come in fast. And this, I feel like for many of you, this is coming in this week, or this is starting this week. There's something that Spirit's trying to kind of like give you a leg up here and start this new cycle for you that is less tumultuous and less stressful, less problematic, because I feel like this drains you a lot. But you know, it's not just about what Spirit wants to bring us. We all have free will, and it's what we want to accept. And I feel like your feelings are being acknowledged here, because endings are always a little bit difficult and beginnings can be scary. But Spirit really wants you to know that even if you don't see it at first, this situation, this change, it's, you know, A, it's coming in fast, and B, it's going to be fast moving energy, and C, this is to try to bring you out toward something better for you, something that's going to be more in alignment with you and make you happier. So let's pull some more tarot and look a little closer. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, there's one that flipped that I didn't see. Who are you? Okay, there we go. Oh my God, yeah, you guys have a lot going on, okay. One more, please, would be great. Oh, it's this one. All right, so, sorry it's dark, by the way, where I live. It gets dark early, so I do my best. But, all right, so you guys got, oh, the Four of Wands, perfect. And you have the Page of Pentacles reversed. You have the Seven of Swords upright. Okay. Okay. And you have the Four of Cups. Okay. So, let me just rearrange this. First of all, you guys have two fours on either side. So, this may feel kind of tumultuous, but there is stability that's going to come through. And that's going to be the final result here. I feel like this is your emotional investment in this situation. Again, this feels very splintered energy. This feels very difficult to deal with, but there's something here that you love. Whether you're very comfortable where you are and you're afraid of change, or if you know, with the Three Cups here, if there are people you love, there are friends, there are joyful, things that used to bring you joy, that used to make you happy. Maybe they no longer do. I feel like you are holding out because you have this emotional attachment, right? With this rose image, there's love here, and you're trying to protect this love. But the thing is that, if you see, like with the fourth cup, it's being poured onto the rose, right? This is essentially the Ace of Cups. This is the emotional opportunity that's being offered from Spirit. And what's really being talked about here is that there's something here that has there's something here that's almost died, that's trying to close itself out because it's become too draining, too difficult. And with this kind of image, this is like you wanting to protect your emotional investment, which makes total sense, right? But this is kind of like a little warning from Spirit that if you do that, if you hold on to this thing because of what was once there, nothing new can come in, right? You're missing this offer from the universe because this is like, so there is, a situation that I feel like has run its course, and I feel like there's a truth about the situation that is being ignored because, again, it would facilitate a response. Because the person always is taking the 5 swords and they're running away, and they leave 2 in the ground usually. And so to me, this is like somebody holding on to, the 5 of swords energy, fighting mental anguish, conflicting thoughts, harsh words being said. And the 5 of swords is not a dissimilar energy from the 5 of wands. They're not exactly the same, but they have a lot of similarities to me. So this is like somebody would almost rather hold on to the difficult energy because it's what they know. And with the 2 swords still stuck in the ground, this is like, the 2 of swords is about being at an impasse. It's about, not being able to move forward. It's kind of like playing dead. And this is kind of this feeling I'm getting here is that there's almost more of a desire to hold on to the struggle that because there is still some love here. There's still emotional attachment here. It's got like very much an 8 of Cups kind of vibe. But, this is kind of Spirit talking about the fact that there is this offer that Spirit's trying to bring you. And I feel like it's to start this journey of the Page of Pentacles that's going to lead you to the 4 of Wands. That's going to lead you to happiness, to security, to a lot of stable joy. I feel like to lead you to soul family for some of you. But this journey can't start unless you accept what Spirit's trying to bring you. And I feel like this is kind of what they want to talk about, is that endings are really scary a lot of the times, and they require a lot from us. And it may mean that we have to leave behind something we do have a lot of love for. But if you look at this kind of scenario, this love can't be nurtured because it's being, held on to so tightly. This love can't be nurtured. It can't grow anymore. It's just kind of for show. And this is when we get lost in nostalgia and in what could have been, and in maintaining things that don't really serve us anymore, right? So I feel like this week you're going to have some opportunities. There may be some events that really inspire forward movement quickly. And this is kind of Spirit wanting to say, I know this is hard for you, but whatever this is needs to run its natural course. We're trying to bring you something beautiful right here, something you're going to love, but we can't take you there unless you take the journey with us, okay? So I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm wishing you guys all the best, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. And with that, I'm going to move on to my Life Path 9s. Bye, guys. Yo, what is up, all my sweet little garbanzo beans who are Life Path 9s? So this is going to be your weekly forecast ahead. This is going to cover the week of January 24th to the 30th of 2021. I'm going to pull you guys an oracle card from the Oracle of Shadows and Light to kind of talk about your overall theme for the week. Okay, what's going on for my Life Path 9? What is going on for you guys? Oh, it's this one. It's this one, you guys. It's this one. It's stuck, though. I'm fighting with it. There we go. Okay. There it is. Oh, okay. You guys got Storm Angel. This is card 35, by the way, so that reduces to an 8 in case that's important for you. And it says collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. I also want to briefly apologize that it's so dark, you guys. Where I live, the sun goes down early right now, and there's only so much I can do. So what this tells me for this week is I feel like you are going to have maybe some clashing with some other people, or situations are going to come up that are set in your path to mirror back to your own beliefs in some way or another. And this is to maybe show you, maybe like patterns that don't serve you anymore, or to expand your belief system, your philosophical horizons. So maybe you have somebody in your life that you're going to be kind of like butting heads with about how to do something, or you're going to have very different ideas. There's just, with all the lightning here, yes, this can talk about a lot of turbulence and a lot of stress and strain, but this can also talk about a lot of illuminations, a lot of epiphanies, a lot of like, and that's definitely the energy I'm getting, is like a lot of like movement and activity and a lot of enlightenment and these like flashes of inspiration. So also don't discount anything that you kind of sense intuitively, or like epiphanies you get. This might be a big time with all the purple for a lot of downloads as well. And for some of you, I feel like your dreams are going to be particularly helpful in helping you to see something from a new perspective. And this can also be talking about if you've been clashing with people lately on some issue, especially like a moral issue, then this, I feel like the enlightenment surrounding this situation might be coming in for you this week. So let's pull you guys some tarot. Wow, I didn't even have to ask the question. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys. So we have the Page of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the Lovers. So for many of you, this is likely to be a love connection or a very deep soul connection. I feel like, the Lovers can also talk about a choice. This is Gemini energy, by the way, I forgot. But the Lovers can also talk about a choice. And the Seven of Pentacles can be a card of assessment as well. So that energy is kind of echoed here. And I'm kind of getting two major things. For some of you, I feel like this has been going on for a long time. And with the Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers, as well as the Page of Swords, I feel like you are going to be essentially like making a choice to strike out on a new adventure, right? So if this is maybe a job where you're just not in alignment with the company's expectations, you may be looking for a new job. If this has to do with like a friend, you may be, if this has to do with a friend, I feel like you may be kind of in this energy of agreeing to disagree, and then sort of like creating a little bit of space from that person surrounding this issue. For some of you, like I said, this has to do with a love relationship, and I feel like you're going to be evaluating hardcore if you want to keep going with this, because again, this is like a clashing. This is where there's so much lightning here. This is where there's like a lot of stress, a lot of strife, surrounding the situation. But for some of you as well, I feel like this is something where there's been a lot of difficulty, and with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, you've been thinking about giving up. And I feel like you're going to end up having a conversation with this Page of Swords, potentially like electronically or over social media, where you're going to really be, getting into this subject with each other and speaking from a non-aggressive, very open place. And I feel like this may help kind of rekindle that love. And then the last scenario I'm kind of seeing is that for some of you, these constant clashes are causing issues to the point where one or both of you may be kind of drawing a boundary. Somebody may be issuing you an ultimatum. And if you have to make a choice, I feel like this is telling you with the Page of Swords and the Lovers to keep an open mind, right? Because the Page is very curious. Keep an open mind to learning new things, learning about new perspectives. But ultimately, if you have to make a choice at the end of the day, go with what you love. Go with what's going to align with you at a very heart-centered level, right? Because if your heart's not in it, it's not going to go anywhere with that Seven of Pentacles reversed. So that was a lot that just came through, but let's pull some more tarot for you guys. Wow. Okay. Let me just pull. You guys have cards flying all over the place. Oh my God. Okay. All right. What is happening? So, okay. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. We have the Three of Wands reversed. You have the High Priestess reversed. There you go. And the Six of Wands upright. All right. So with the Eight of Cups reversed and the Three of Wands reversed, I feel like it's been very, very hard to make any progress. I feel like you've had to wait for a long time because this is about your ships coming in and, you know, divine timing and being at a distance from something. But when it's reversed, it can talk about having to wait and wait and wait, and it's just not going anywhere, right? So whatever this is, because he's also tending to the soil, you've been trying to work on this with this person for a minute now. And there's like also the, you know, the fire that things are being cooked on, over. So I feel like this is very much this energy of like trying to, you know, you're trying to keep this alive, you're trying to keep this going, but also under control. And I feel like it's just been one thing after another. There's been a huge struggle. And with the Eight of Cups reversed, I feel like some of you are really going to be called this week to walk away from this thing. I have to say, with the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles reversed, you know, if you've been assessing, because when the Seven of Pentacles is upright, either way, it talks about the seeds that we've sown, where we've put in some effort, some emotion, some investment, and when it's, you know, we're thinking about, should we keep going with this or not? And when it's upright, it suggests that your investment is about to pay off in some way, right? You know, the seeds have sprouted beneath the soil and are about to burst through and bloom. But when it's reversed, it suggests that it's probably just not going to come to fruition. So for some of you, you know, with this energy, then followed up by the Eight of Cups, which talks about the need to walk away from something that we've put a lot of effort into emotionally. We have a lot of emotional investment, but that doesn't really fulfill us and doesn't help us grow anymore. For some of you, you are going to really be called to take some space from this situation and to really look at, is this, you know, because sometimes clashing of beliefs and energies can be a good thing, right? It can help us learn about ourselves and about other people and really expand our awareness, especially with that Page of Swords. But if you've come to it with this curiosity, this open mind, and it's not really going anywhere, even if there's a lot of love here, this is really asking you to detach and see if this is really gonna be a good fit. Because with the High Priestess reversed here, something is being shown to you, it's being revealed about this situation. And it's interesting, she's got the plane right here and the person falling out, which is in this deck. This is the image on the the Tower card. And then we have the plane on the Six of Wands. So what she's trying to do here is she's trying to show you the reality of the situation. And for some of you, again, coming to it with this open mind may change your mind, right? It may change the outcome of the situation, because we do have the Lovers upright and we do have the Six of Wands upright, which is all about victory, success, public recognition. You know, this comes after the Five of Wands. So after a lot of tumultuous, difficult energy, you have this victory, this success. So for some of you, this is going to, you know, coming to this with this open-minded perspective and seeking to understand the other person is going to solve the situation. But for many of you, I feel like truths are being revealed about, you know, your investment in this connection and how much it's actually, or the situation, and how much it's actually giving back to you. And for a lot of you, I feel like you're going to really be called to look at, is this something you want to keep putting your time, your energy, your labor, your emotions into? Because for some of you, it's really asking yourself, having to make a choice. Do I think this will lead to victory or not? Do I think this will be successful or not? So this is really going to be at the forefront this week. And I feel like, you know, again, coming to this with an expansive mindset, and ultimately, if you have to make a choice, choosing with what is in the greatest alignment with your heart, right? Choosing with what's going to make you feel the best, what's going to be the best for you emotionally moving forward is going to be a good course of action. So I hope this has been helpful. I am wishing you guys all of the best and most beautiful things that life has to offer, and I will be seeing you next week, okay? Take care. Bye.